Welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're tackling something, a question really that's been debated, I think,
Yeah.
in pubs and living rooms,
Oh, yeah.
for ages.
Definitely.
Why is football the world's most popular sport?
Big question.
It is a big question. So whether you're, getting ready for work or
Right.
just curious about the answer or a diehard fan,
Mm-hmm.
we've got some, I think, really interesting insights from a recent article we found called
What?
Why Football is So Popular.
Straightforward.
Straightforward, yeah.
I like it.
I mean, it gets right to it, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, I think it's a fantastic question. And it's one that I think goes deeper than just looking at the sheer number of fans, right?
Yeah.
We're really trying to get into like the essence of
Totally.
the sport and why it...
What makes it tick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. We're not just throwing stats around. We're trying to get at what is it about this sport that's so captivating
Right.
for literally billions of people?
For sure.
So where do we even start with this?
Well, I think it might seem a little counterintuitive, but one of the things that is a strength of football is its simplicity.
Okay.
You don't need to understand complex rules or strategies to grasp the basic idea, right?
Yeah.
It's get the ball in the net.
Yeah.
More goals wins.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward. And that's actually a really stark contrast to
For sure.
some sports like cricket or baseball,
Right.
which can have a steeper learning curve for new fans.
I think that's a really interesting point, and it's something that I hadn't really considered
Yeah.
before. But it's accessible,
Mm-hmm.
even if you've never seen a game.
Right.
You can kind of get the gist,
Right.
right?
Totally.
But I think beyond even understanding the rules, there's something about it that just feels
Yeah.
kind of universal.
Absolutely. And I think,
Yeah.
you don't need specialized equipment, really.
You don't need
A certain type of facility or anything
Right.
like that. A
Right.
ball, open space, a little
Right.
bit of passion, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
And that makes it so incredibly accessible,
It does.
no matter really what your socioeconomic background is.
Totally.
And I think when you think about it, you see kids playing in the streets of Rio
Yeah.
in, rural Africa on these dusty fields.
Oh, yeah.
Manicured pitches in Europe.
Yeah.
This low barrier to entry, I think, is
No,
a huge factor
Yeah.
in its global reach.
That's a great point. And it's not limited by,
Yeah.
geography or
It's truly a global sport.
resources even.
Yeah.
So it seems like almost anyone, anywhere
Mm-hmm.
can connect.
Exactly. And I think
Yeah.
that accessibility then feeds directly into its widespread appeal.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what language you speak. It
Right.
doesn't matter what your background is.
Yeah.
Everyone can understand the thrill of a goal or the agony of a missed penalty kick.
Right.
Right.
So it creates this shared experience that transcends borders.
And that makes me think of the World Cup.
Yes.
Over 200 nations compete
I know. It's incredible.
to lift that trophy.
It's amazing.
It's more than just a sporting event at that point.
It really is.
It's a global spectacle.
It truly is. And it exemplifies, I think, the power of football to unite people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
I mean, for a few weeks, every 4 years,
The world stops.
the entire world is focused on this single tournament.
It's true.
And I think it just offers this
No.
glimpse into the unifying power of sport.
And I think within this world, you have these iconic figures.
Oh, absolutely.
Pele,
Yes.
Maradona, Messi,
Of course, Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
These players become
They're larger
sort of
than life.
larger than life.
Yeah, they're more than just athletes at that point.
Right.
They're global icons.
They are.
Their skill, their stories, their personalities, they inspire millions of people,
Mhm.
not just to play the game, but to dream big.
I love that. To strive for greatness.
Yeah.
I mean, they embody the aspirations of fans worldwide.
They do. And I think, especially for those coming from
Right.
maybe more challenging backgrounds,
Sure.
they're symbols of hope.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think you've hit on something really important there, too,
Yeah.
which is this deep emotional connection that people have
Yeah.
with these players, with their clubs.
Yes.
It goes beyond just enjoying the game.
Totally.
It's about identity. It's about passion. It's about belonging.
Belonging. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. Fandom often runs very deep.
Oh, absolutely.
Think about the rivalries. Think about these local derbies.
Oh, yeah.
These matches. They're more than just
It's more than 3 points, right?
3 points.
Yeah.
They tap into, like you said, a sense of
It's communal identity, pride, history,
history.
all wrapped up
It's fascinating how these rivalries can be so intense,
It really is.
often between teams from the same city
Yeah.
or the same region even.
It's local pride.
Yeah.
It's history. It's a clash of identities. And
Yeah.
for the fans,
Yeah.
the result can feel like a matter of life or death, even if it's all in good fun.
Right. Of course.
Yeah.
It's like the entire city holds its breath
Yeah.
for 90 minutes.
It's true.
And speaking of intense,
Yeah.
football matches are notorious for being so emotional,
Oh my gosh.
you know? Why do you think that is? Why does this sport evoke?
Well, I think it's the unpredictability.
Okay.
One moment of brilliance, one lucky bounce, one controversial call from the ref.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. Any of those things can change the entire trajectory of a match.
Yeah.
And that keeps fans on the edge of their seats right until the final whistle blows.
Right. Because unlike some other sports where maybe the outcome feels
Yeah.
a little more predetermined,
Well, more predictable, yeah.
in football, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
And that's what makes it so exciting. And I think this emotional intensity,
Mm-hmm.
combined with the global reach we talked about,
Right.
has really turned football into a massive
Oh, yeah.
industry.
Absolutely. I mean,
Infinite.
top leagues like the English Premier League, La Liga, Serie A,
Mhm.
they're attracting billions in sponsorships, broadcasting rights, merchandise sales.
It's mind-boggling, the amount of money
It's incredible.
that flows through this sport.
Yeah.
You hear about these astronomical transfer fees,
Oh, yeah.
salaries
It's crazy.
for the top players,
Yeah.
and it just shows you how big this industry has become.
It really does. And it's this financial muscle that allows the sport to just continue to grow
Like
and
for what?
reach new audiences.
Yeah.
It's this cycle that continues.
Right.
More fans, more money, more investment in the game.
It's a powerful engine for growth.
Yeah.
And it's not just the leagues.
Right.
Individual clubs
Right.
have become global brands
That's a great point.
in their own right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, think about clubs like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United.
Yeah.
These are global entities.
They are.
Fan bases that span continents.
Yeah.
They've transcended their local roots to become cultural touchstones.
So we've got this incredibly accessible,
Mm-hmm.
emotionally charged
Absolutely.
sport that's also a financial powerhouse.
Yeah.
But there's another layer I think we
Uh-huh.
haven't even touched on yet, and that's the role of these major tournaments
Yeah.
in amplifying the excitement
Right. You're right.
even more.
Tournaments like the World Cup, continental championships, like the UEFA Champions League,
Yeah.
they take the passion
They take it up a notch.
and the drama to a whole other level.
They do.
These events become these cultural moments that
Yeah.
capture the world's attention.
And I think we need to delve deeper into that because these tournaments aren't just about,
Right.
the best teams playing each other.
No, not at all.
It's about national pride,
It's much more than that.
regional rivalries,
Yeah,
and a whole lot more.
absolutely. I mean, they offer this platform for emerging talent to shine,
Yeah.
for underdogs to make history,
Love it.
and for fans to just experience the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat
Totally.
on just a massive scale.
On a grand scale, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's explore that further in the next part of our deep dive.
Sounds good.
We'll unpack how these tournaments,
Yeah.
from the World Cup to the Continental Championships,
Mm-hmm.
contribute to football's enduring legacy.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll be right back.
Awesome. It's not just about crowning a champion, right?
Right.
It's about showcasing different styles of play.
Like that.
Highlighting emerging talent.
Okay.
It's giving fans this glimpse into this
Exactly.
rich tapestry of global football.
I love that it's like each tournament has its own
It does.
unique flavor.
It does.
Like the passion of Copa America,
Yes,
the tactical mastery of the UEFA Champions League,
for sure.
the raw energy
Right.
of the African Cup of Nations.
They all contribute to this global narrative of football.
Yeah.
This ongoing story that's being written.
I like that.
Every time a team steps onto the pitch,
It's like living.
it is. It's a living story.
Yeah, it's a living, breathing
Yeah.
thing.
For sure.
And for a lot of fans, these tournaments offer a chance to connect with their heritage,
Oh, absolutely.
to cheer for the country where their parents were born,
Mm-hmm.
to celebrate their own.
It's powerful identity.
It's about feeling like a part of something bigger than yourself,
Yeah.
sharing in the collective joy of victory or the shared disappointment of defeat.
It's interesting how these tournaments can evoke such a strong sense of national pride,
It's true.
even for people who maybe
Right.
don't follow football regularly.
Yeah, they tune in for these big events.
You know.
It's this shared cultural experience.
But
It's something
sure.
that brings people together,
Yeah.
even if they might not agree on anything else.
Right, exactly.
And it is a powerful reminder,
Yeah.
I think, of how sport can transcend these
Yeah, sure.
political and social divisions.
It's true. At least for a few weeks, everyone's focused on the same goal.
Right.
You know.
Everyone's on the same team.
Exactly.
It's not just about the fans, though.
No, you're right.
I mean, these tournaments can have a real impact on the development of the game
Yeah.
in different parts of the world.
Absolutely.
How so?
Well, I think about like the infrastructure that gets built
Yeah.
for events like the World Cup.
Right.
New stadiums, training facilities, transportation networks.
Oh, yeah.
These investments can have a lasting impact on the host nation,
Right.
boosting the local economy,
Yeah.
creating opportunities for young athletes.
That makes sense. And by exposing new audiences to the sport,
Absolutely.
these tournaments can also help to grow
For sure.
the global fan base.
Exactly. The Olympics, for
Yeah.
example, it
Yeah.
provides a platform for showcasing football.
To people who might not otherwise.
Right, to a global audience.
Yeah. That might not otherwise be exposed to the sport.
Especially younger generations
Yes.
who are just discovering their passion for it.
It's a gateway for
Mhm.
future fans.
It is.
And speaking of the future,
Yes.
we can't talk about football without acknowledging the role technology is playing
That's true.
in shaping the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, from live streaming and social media to innovations like VAR and goal line technology,
Mhm.
tech has revolutionized how we experience and interact with football.
It's made it more accessible than ever before.
Oh, sure.
You know, fans can follow their favorite teams and players from anywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They can watch matches live,
Yeah,
catch up on highlights,
absolutely.
engage with each other online.
It's created this incredible global community
Yeah.
of fans who can share their passion,
Yeah.
debate tactics, and celebrate their love of the game.
And technology has also brought a new level of fairness
It really has.
and transparency, I think,
Yeah, for sure.
to the game itself.
Yeah. While still controversial at times,
Of course.
has helped to eliminate some of the human error
Right.
that used to plague the sport.
Yeah, those bad calls
Yeah, exactly.
that we all remember.
It's not perfect.
Right.
Of course not.
But it's definitely made the game more objective.
Which is something that I think a lot of fans have been demanding.
Oh, for years.
For years, yeah.
And goal line technology has taken all the guesswork
Out of it.
out of it.
Yeah.
Those crucial moments when the ball is hovering on the line.
Right. No more arguments
No more argument.
about whether it crossed or not.
The technology provides definitive proof,
Yeah.
which is great for the integrity of the game.
And let's not forget about social media.
Oh, of course not.
I mean, it's become this huge platform for players to connect with their fans,
it's true.
for clubs to build their brands,
Hmm?
for the media to generate buzz around the sport.
Yeah, it's this constant source
It's a 247
of news, analysis, and debate,
news cycle.
which keeps fans engaged year-round.
Right. Even in the off-season.
Exactly.
There's always something to talk about.
Social media has just amplified the global conversation around football, and it's given fans a voice.
A voice like never before.
And speaking of which,
Yeah.
there's been this growing movement
Mm-hmm.
among fans to use their collective power
Wow.
to influence the direction of the sport.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we saw this with the pushback against the proposed European Super League.
Exactly.
And with the ongoing debates about issues like ticket prices,
Mhm.
player welfare,
Yeah.
the role of money in the game.
It's like fans are realizing that they have a say
They do.
in how the sport is run
Absolutely.
and a voice.
A voice, and that they can use that voice
Yeah.
to shape the future of the sport they love.
It's an exciting time
It
to
is.
be a football fan.
It really is. The sport's evolving rapidly,
It is.
both
It's,
on and off the pitch.
it's speaking of evolution.
Let's turn our attention to some of the emerging trends that are shaping the future
Yeah, let's do it.
of the sport.
Okay.
One of the most significant, I think, is this growing focus on sustainability.
Absolutely.
More and more clubs are adopting
They are.
eco-friendly practices,
Yeah.
from reducing their carbon footprint to promoting responsible consumption.
They're recognizing that football has this responsibility to be a force for good in the world.
I like that.
And that sustainability isn't just about protecting the environment,
Right.
but it's also about ensuring the long-term health of the sport itself.
And as fans become more aware of these issues, they're demanding that clubs take action,
Mm-hmm.
which is putting pressure on the industry to clean up its act.
Right. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Another major trend is the rise of women's football.
Oh, absolutely.
The FIFA Women's World Cup
Yes.
and other tournaments are drawing record crowds,
Yeah.
attracting more investment than ever before.
And the quality of play is incredible.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
It's so fun to watch.
It's inspiring to see so many talented women athletes
Yeah.
showcasing their skills on the global stage.
Totally.
And the growth of the women's game is helping to challenge gender stereotypes and create new opportunities for girls and women around the world.
Yeah. It's clear that women's football is here to stay,
It is.
and it's only going to continue to grow.
Absolutely.
And finally, we're seeing incredible growth in emerging markets.
Oh, huge growth.
New leagues and academies are popping up
Yeah.
all over Asia.
I mean, all over Africa.
Asia, Africa,
Yeah,
and all
North
over-
America. Yeah.
which is expanding the sport's reach and cultivating new talent pools.
Yeah, this is leading to, I think, a more diverse and competitive global landscape
Right. And it's creating new opportunities
for players,
coaches, fans.
coaches, fans alike.
Yeah, for everyone.
It's really fascinating to see how football is evolving
Yeah.
in these different parts of the world. Each region brings its own unique style and
Yes.
flavor to the game,
They do.
which is enriching the sport as a whole.
It's pretty incredible to think about
It is.
just how much
Yeah.
football has grown and changed over the years.
And how much it's likely to continue to change
Right.
in the years to come.
We could probably do a whole other
Easily
deep dive
here.
on that.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
And it's exciting to see what the future holds.
It really is. I'm excited to see what happens.
I think it's safe to say football is more than just a game at this point.
Oh, for sure.
It's this global phenomenon with a rich history
Yeah,
and a really vibrant future.
absolutely.
It brings people together.
It does.
It inspires dreams,
Sure.
and it sparks some really passionate debates.
Oh, absolutely.
From its humble beginnings,
Mhm.
to its status now as this multi-billion-dollar industry.
Little industry.
Football has come a long way,
It has.
and it's still evolving,
All the time, yeah.
as we've seen, embracing new technologies,
For sure.
expanding into new markets,
Yeah.
addressing some really important social issues.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world's game, what are some of the key takeaways?
Yeah, I think it's important to remember that football's appeal really lies in its simplicity,
Okay.
its accessibility, and its ability to evoke raw emotion.
Okay, I like that.
It's a sport that anyone can understand
Yeah.
and enjoy.
Regardless of background
Regardless of background.
or level of expertise.
Exactly.
And it has this power to unite people from all walks of life,
Yeah.
transcending cultural and linguistic barriers.
For sure.
But we have to acknowledge it's also a sport that's facing some challenges.
Right.
Concerns about financial fair play,
Mhm.
the ongoing debate about the role of technology.
These are really complex issues with no easy answers.
Right.
But I think they're issues that we need to engage with
We can't ignore them.
if we want to ensure the long-term health of the sport.
Exactly. It's up to all of us,
Yeah.
players, fans, administrators,
Everyone?
to work together to find solutions that benefit everyone.
I agree.
And as football continues to evolve,
Mhm.
it's going to be fascinating to see what the future holds.
Absolutely. What new innovations will emerge?
Yeah, how will the balance of power shift
Right.
between different regions and leagues?
And how will football continue to shape our culture and society?
I think those are some great questions.
Yeah.
And maybe questions for a future
For sure.
deep dive.
Yeah.
But for now, we hope you've enjoyed this journey
Yeah.
into the heart of the beautiful game.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
And until next time,
Yeah.
keep the passion for football alive.
For sure.